When you consider all the devices that are EMFing us, microwaves, cell phones, Wi-Fi, you name it, it's easy to overlook a nefarious EMFer. The light bulb. Light bulb radiation has only gotten worse with LED, CFL, and smart bulbs. But before we get into that, let's do a quick review of EMF basics. In a nutshell, the term EMF covers all the invisible electric and magnetic fields that are created by anything that powers on. Power lines, cell towers, TVs, Wi-Fi, smartwatches, Bluetooth, the list goes on and on. Sometimes you'll hear terms like RF, ELF, EMI. They are all EMF, just different slices of the EMF pie. With regard to light bulbs, the two slices that are the most concerning are ELF, extremely low frequency radiation, and EMI, electromagnetic interference radiation, usually called dirty electricity. Now, some new smart bulbs have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth capability, which emit RF, radio frequency radiation. Alert, stay away. If you're new to EMF, here's the lowdown. Most EMF is bad. How bad, you might ask? It's hard to say, but we do know that it can lead to increased risk of childhood leukemia, infertility in men, and even cancer. And that's just to name just a few. I'd say that's pretty bad. But everyone and their dog has a different opinion about EMF. It's like we're all in one big EMF experiment. And get this, the standards around EMF haven't changed since 1996, and we keep adding more of it into our environment. With so many devices, the compounded effects of EMF have become even more dangerous to our health. And that's why we need to make our homes an EMF sanctuary, a place where our bodies can rest and rejuvenate from all the EMF we get in our day-to-day activities. Now let's talk about EMF and light bulbs. For about 150 years, the incandescent light bulb, very similar to the one Thomas Edison invented in 1878, was the primary bulb used all across the world. It was designed around electrical power grids of 50 Hz or 60 Hz. You don't need to understand what 50 and 60 Hz means. The thing to keep in mind is that electricity can't really be throttled back. It goes somewhere. Either all 50 or 60 Hz goes through the bulb, or it gets bounced back through the electrical wiring, causing dirty electricity. In the incandescent bulbs, the full flow of electricity pulses through the filament, heating it up and letting it glow. This creates a fair amount of heat in these bulbs, and that's why they're not as efficient. And these new energy-efficient bulbs don't need the full 50-60 Hz, so we get a whole lot more EMF. And now you have a decision to make. What's more important, long-term health or short-term savings on utilities? If you're going to fight against EMF, you need to have a long-term mindset and value your health. Remember that good health will save you thousands of dollars down the road. Are you still with me? Good. Now that you're in this for long-term health, you'll need to get an EMF meter to measure the dirty electricity and other EMF around your home. For beginners, I recommend the GQ EMF 390 all-in-one. But if you want a more simple and straightforward option, go with a tri-field TF2. You'll use the meter to see if dirty electricity is a problem by taking a reading with all the lights on and then again with all the lights off. And check the video description below where I have more information on those two meters. If the readings drop when you turn the lights off, then you have dirty electricity on your hands. Changing the bulbs to incandescent will help with this, but in some cases it's due to bad wiring, and a filter or hiring an electrician is required to neutralize the dirty electricity. Tip time. Using an old AM radio is actually the cheapest way to find out if you have dirty electricity. The dirty electricity will interrupt the signal as you get closer to the source, but make sure you buy an old AM radio because the new ones actually have filters to help block that out. Here's your best and safest light bulbs. And in this case, old school is best. Incandescent light bulbs will create little to no dirty electricity. Your electric bill will be a little higher, but the bulbs aren't expensive either. The problem with these is that there are less and less of them on the market, so be sure to stock up while they're still around. One great option I found is by Sunlight, which sells a 48-pack of incandescent bulbs for $55 to $60, depending on the wattage. One pack and you should be set for a while. Here's your next best light bulbs, if you have to. If incandescent light bulbs aren't available for you, then LED is your next best option. The trouble you run into with LED bulbs is that they are not all created equal. Some produce more EMF and dirty electricity than others. So you really have to buy one and then test it before getting a lot of them. One that has been tested and I recommend is Philips LED non-dimmable, and they typically cost a little more than $2 a bulb. If you're already using LED bulbs, you'll find though some are low on EMF, the dirty electricity will be high with others. If that's the case, a filter will help. And developing a turn the lights off habit is a must. CFL bulbs are definitely the worst. CFL stands for compact fluorescent lights. These are the swirly twirly bulbs. Simply avoid them at all costs. The way they work is by using mercury, it's so toxic, inside the bulb. They are high in EMF, dirty electricity, and blue light. We haven't talked about blue light much, but it's really hard on your eyes and can even damage them if you get too much exposure. And blue light also messes with your body's melatonin production, making it difficult to fall asleep. Do your best to avoid these bulbs and any electronics with a screen an hour before bed so you can fall asleep faster and get a better night's rest. Use blue light blocking glasses when needing to use a screen before bed. These are the glasses that typically have yellow. Chances are that you may have a lot of CFL bulbs in your home. And if that's the case, it can get expensive to replace them all at once. So just replace them out in areas where you spend the most time and then go from there. And be sure to dispose of your CFL bulbs in an environmentally safe way. Tips to minimize light bulb radiation. Let's do a quick recap on lessons learned today. Using natural light is really the best option. Go ahead and open up those windows every chance you can get. Use incandescent bulbs wherever possible, and LED is the next best option. But with those LED bulbs, test them. Get rid of CFL bulbs ASAP, develop turn the lights off habits, create as much distance between light bulbs and people as possible, avoid dimmer switches. We didn't talk about this, but a dimmer switch basically produces tons of dirty electricity. Use dirty electricity's filters where needed, if levels are still too high. Escaping light bulb radiation, EMF, and dirty electricity is near impossible nowadays. That's why you need to make every effort to minimize your exposure in your home. It's really not too difficult. Some extra mindfulness and building good habits will go a long way to cut EMF and improve your health. Learn how to keep your family safe from EMF. Join us at emfsafefamily.com, where we are just churning on getting good stuff out to help you just have this sanctuary of non-EMF in your home. So you can just feel like your home is a place where you can heal, and it will really go a long way towards long-term health. Thanks, and hopefully you catch more, and feel free to contact us and subscribe if you want to just stay up to date with things. Thanks.